Hello and welcome back to Spec, and I hope you're having fun. And I've got a confession to make. Ever since Games Workshop mentioned the release of the Warhammer 40k Indomitus box set 9th new edition, I've done my best to stay away from all of the hype. I painted all of my models to keep me distracted, organised my collections, and even highlighted and finished off my 9th Legion Blood Angels. I even did take a little peek at the Primaris Tech Marine, and I was well happy with that. Plus I got my Lazy Boy Tech Marine, the one sitting with the cannons. After a while, I found myself peeking at what's happening inside that magic box. I started to really get caught up in the hype. Now, my excitement about the 9th edition is so bad, it's really sitting on me like a father on a Murray show after receiving the news of a paternity test. But look, I still have some questions and a nagging feeling that I need to address before buying this 9th edition. After a while, I figured out what the nagging feeling was, and it was down to the fact that Games Workshop has not called the Indomitus box set a starter box set. But I mean, could it be that simple? It's got a box full of models, new rules, new edition. I mean, come on, what else do you need? It's got to be something else. Something is definitely not right. It's got my old spider sense tingling. Or is that my wallet screaming in my back pocket? I mean, look. Calling it a starter set will make it really successful. It will draw in new hobbyists. It will bring back in the old veterans, as it'd be a clear indicator, the jumping point to get back on. So why wouldn't they call it a starting set? Is it because it can't be a starter set without a ruler and dice? I mean, that's rubbish, right? Complaints going to be all like, well, how me and my buddy's going to play this and crack it open, stop playing right away? I mean, because they ain't got dice. I don't think so. So if it's not a starter set, what the hell is it meant to be? Now that the panic has subsided, I believe that when determining a box set is a starter set, there are a few criteria that it needs to meet. Not that it all comes on a tiny plate before your dinner and costs you an extra 50% of the meal for some reason, because, it's only like one mouthful, and it's probably from previously returned meals anyway. But it must conform to a standard that we already recognise as a start box. So what I'm going to do is kind of make the comparison against the 7th edition Dark Vengeance box set, as that set also contained 3 biker marines. Let's start with the basics, the rules. The one in the Indomitus box set had some amazing artwork, but it also has a new edition 9th rules, and it's very different from the current 8th. Just like Dark Vengeance's mini rulebook, that tiny book was so rough in the eyes, it was ridiculous. It was so small. But anyway, the importance of this is you can play this game right away. So check. We have 2 armies, Space Marines and Necrons. On to the Space Marines, and at this point it's almost obligatory for a starter box from Warhammer 40k range to have Space Marines in them. The models in Indomitus Crusade are almost the equivalent of what we see in Dark Vengeance, just a little bit bigger and buffer, the Primaris versions. And that covers the main roles that you need to play the game. 1 HQ and 2 troop choice. So we've got our new Marines, we can check that off. When it comes to Necrons, like the models you get in the Battle Force box set, they're comparable. But they're giving us far more troop choices and a lot more new characters. And that's the key. When Dark Vengeance came out, it came out with some new style Chaos Space Marines and a few HQs. So we'll make that comparison anyway. And when we do that, we can see they have the key roles covered. Troops, HQ, and, matching the Dark Vengeance set monster role, we've got that covered too. In that weird kind of long gangly War of the Worlds kind of creature. Stands in place of the Hellbrute. So we've got our enemies. We can check that off. The real bonus for me is that I'm playing both of the armies. So you know what? Releasing the set is like, 7th edition. It's possibly an expansion. And then they'll probably release enhancements to add to this later on. And that's going to be pretty sweet. So for me, it's a win-win. Now the next topic to look at is a new story. So 9th edition has updated lore and information and even fills in the blanks during the Indomitus Crusade. And that's actually quite important, and we start to see that later on. So we can check that off. Next, we're looking at the mission pack and rules. It's an obvious one need to play this, and it's key for a starter set. Now, the extras that I've noticed are missing are, the cool sundry items need to play the game, like dice and the templates. Remember the blast templates and the cool flamer templates? There was like those sweet neon green discs that got used as Necron power frisbees that I did not 100% ping off 2 walls, knocking down a vase whilst doing a Captain America impression as a grown adult. I don't know what happened. But those aren't relevant for a starter set. Now, as we know, not everyone that played the previous editions changed over from 7th to 8th. And I think the game system is going to be similar enough to 8th edition that if you didn't like 8th, you're not really going to be interested in 9th so much. That's why in my mind that they didn't call it a starter set. I believe that this box set is actually Games Workshop nod to the experienced players from 8th edition and previous. A kind of thank you for staying during that transitional phase between changing between the models from the classic style Marines to Primaris Marines. I mean, look how long we've waited for those Primaris on bikes. And that's why I believe we're getting them now in this box set. It's the stories that we have told and that we've made in the 8th edition. It's kind of all coming together to make a campaign box set. I mean, think about it. It doesn't matter how experienced you are in 8th, it's just that you were part of building that community, whether you spent your time painting, battling or building, and at this point you can consider yourself a veteran. That's right. Hand out the drinks and purity seals, bust open the relics. It's time to party just like the Marines in the Indomitus box set. Or I mean, it could just be a sneaky way to empty my wallet before launching 9th box set with the same models in it for half the price. I mean, I hope not. Anyway, short and sweet, but tell me guys, what do you think? Either way, this has been Spect. I've enjoyed my time, and as always, I hope you enjoyed yours, and I'll catch you again soon. PC out.